Hello and welcome to Heart Arts course ReWilding. The term rewilding in ecological speak is to repair damaged ecosystems and restore degraded landscapes. Rewilding is all about letting nature become more self-willed. I love that. Nature becomes more self-willed. If we were to look at our internal ecosystem and our internal landscapes, if there is degradation that has happened internally by the influence of too much outside interference, perhaps the need for the outside interference of control or manipulation, this is when we need to consider perhaps now is the time to rewild. Conforming to social norms and the roles that we fulfill in life, we often forget to listen to our intuition, to our gut, and to our heart. We forget that we have an inner wisdom that is meant to be our guide and our compass, keeping us healthy, keeping us strong, keeping us centered, and keeping us steadfast. And from the start of our lives, I think that we begin to be tamed right from the get-go. We begin to be told what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. We need to start putting things into boxes, and before long, components of ourselves, elements of ourself become very neatly boxed. Or perhaps the term is fenced in. And slowly we begin to find that we lack the room and the space in which to grow and evolve internally. So rewilding is about pulling down these fences, giving ourselves more space in which to stretch, to expand, to explore. These fences can be the confines of our own judgments, of our inner critic, of our need to be cautious or fearful components that try to protect us from the ugly, protect us from discomfort, protect us from dis-ease. For a generous portion of time that I spend in my art making, I come head to head with these uncomfortable feelings. I've been practicing heart art for over 10 years now, and I still grapple with my fierce inner critic and self-judgments. But with rewilding, I know that I can feel the discomfort and I can move through it. I can do my creative work despite the judgments and the critic. Because I know that the reward on the other side is far greater. The reward is acknowledging that I feel. The reward is that I realize that I can overcome adversity. I can express myself. I can pay attention to my whims and urges. I can listen deeply. I can persevere. And I realize that I have a depth and a wisdom that I can tap into. Rewilding is a return to instinct and inner knowing. It's a return to tapping into your intuition. It's about far seeing, deep listening with an open heart. In rewilding, you're invited to expand on ideas, on feelings, on memory, on dreams. You're invited to relinquish the tight reins on your output and what your output needs to look like or should look like in order to conform or in order to be judged as good. So it's also about letting loose the reins a little bit of how you should be in the world. And my hope is also that you delight and find fulfillment through the course ReWilding. The weekly creative processes offer you poetry and story, or music and movement to inspire you going within and expressing yourself through the act of intuitive art making, and then gleaning insight through reflective writing and understanding that we can find the answers within us if we let loose the fences, the boundaries, and let nature take its course within us. So let's begin our creative trek together as we move into rewilding.